Hi guys, this is just a quick video with a few instructions on what to do when you're drying off some solvent in a Schlenk flask. Firstly, and the most important thing, is to make sure that you have a glass stopper on the Schlenk flask rather than a super seal, as that will be sucked into the flask under vacuum. And then you can see here as well that we're just adding a water jacket around our flask to help evaporation, as when we're drying off our solvent it can get very cool and drop down in temperature, and that can affect how much solvent is going to be brought off. So we always want to select a good rate of stirring as well. And you can see as well that the tap connected to the Schlenk arm is currently closed, and that's because we are going to expose the vacuum to the tubing first, and then with more control over that tap on the Schlenk arm we can then expose our system to the vacuum. You can see the pressure is slowly dropping back down, and we don't have to wait for this to get all the way back down to our arrow before we expose our system. We can also use the pressure gauge then to tell us when we've made that connection between the vacuum and our system. As we'll see here, the pressure goes way up, and that means that we've opened the tap very slightly. We're just going to keep it in this slightly open state until we can see some bubbles forming and evaporation occurring. And we want to keep a moderate rate of evaporation where we're seeing a few bubbles and the solvent coming off from our system, and we're going to incrementally open that tap slightly every once in a while just to increase the extent of vacuum that is exerted on our system. And we can see here that if we were to do it too quickly, then it results in this, and you can see where the solution or whatever material has been on the line previously has been sucked up into the vac line and into our solvent trap, which we want to obviously avoid. So we do that by stirring quickly and also by exposing the vacuum carefully and slowly. And you can see here that if we were to increase the stirring too much, then it bubbles too vigorously, and if we have too little stirring, it bumps, so the solution is going to jump up, and we want to avoid that, as it can spray material all over our Schlenk flask and also be sucked up into the vacuum.